Supply and demand. We know it as the very ruling principle of a successful business. Yet, in politics, it has become a problem because in the current political climate, the left needs and demands racism. They need all sorts of racial issues to help promote and perpetuate and keep them in power. They need racism so they can always have an enemy to fight. The problem is the supply of actual racism is incredibly low. So what that does is that forces the left to create racial issues out of every single little thing you could possibly think of. Let's call it the racial boogeyman. Everything that does not go one's way is officially based in racial inequality. This show didn't perform well. It's the racist. This movie didn't do well. It's the racist. This place is going out of business. It's racist. This person got fired for being piss poor at their job. It's racist. One of the problems, if not the key problem with that, is when you call everything racist and racism, it loses its significance. It loses its power. I did a thing called Words Matter, and I've talked about racism before in previous podcasts, but I feel it's necessary for me to go over again with the elections, with the midterm elections coming up, because they will try so hard to run racism out there. And to me, the insult is, if you're truly trying to get past the racism, the racial inequality, then stop putting racism in everything. It really is that simple. You see, the left are so desperate, so in need of racism, that they manufacture it. They concoct it. One of those being Bubba Wallace. The whole thing in Bubba Wallace, when he could have swore that a pull down rope was a noose. Then we have, what's that fake Jesse Smollett. Yeah, Jesse Smollett, that's what we have. He concocted a whole racial attack during one of the most racially tense times in America since the 60s. Why? For attention, for fame, for a better contract on his show. And most recently, you've had the Duke volleyball player who said that while they were playing a game at Brigham Young University, that she was called the N-word every time she got ready to serve. Upon further investigation, how does my boy Maury Povich say?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah, that part. Because they have to create these racial boogeymen, because without it, they have nothing to stand on. Their policies on crime, y'all see what that's led to. Literally, history high crime spikes across the nation. Some cities that are doing so bad that they have to literally let some crimes go unreported. Go check out Seattle, see how they doing. They have to create the racism because they know it is a very powerful divider. Without that racial boogeyman, people come together. Their eyes are open to the issues that truly matter and to whom the enemy really is. So they have to have that racial boogeyman. But as I said at the beginning, the demand for racial issues isn't even being close to met by the actual supply. I am never going to tell you that racism does not exist. As long as people populate this planet of different races, of different backgrounds, of different nationalities, there will be racist. Jews and Gentiles, hell, people don't understand how in the Asian culture, Japanese can't stand Chinese. Chinese can't stand Japanese. There's a lot. Go check the Asian history. There is deep, 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 and strong racism in the Asian culture amongst those different races. Japan, Korea, Vietnamese, China, boy. So as long as man exists, sadly, there's gonna be some racism. But here in America, we still have it better than any other country. We do. So don't let them tell you what racism is. Don't let them tell you that you're a victim of racism. Don't let them tell you that racism is the greatest threat to democracy and what the true enemy is. No, the greatest threat to democracy and peace is them themselves. Who is them? All the ones that perpetuate this. The left, all the extremist groups, mainstream media, being supported by big tech, it's them. They keep it going because as long as they keep us divided, we can't band together and fight them. Man, we gonna stop it right there. You can catch the rest of that conversation on our Free Mind Thinkers podcast, which you can listen to wherever you listen to any of your favorite podcasts. We are on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. So give us a listen there. If you like what you heard, then tell the world. Share, like the vid. If you have something to say, then please, we encourage everyone, drop a comment, let us know what's on your mind. And you can find us all over social media. You can find our videos on BitChute, Odyssey, and YouTube. You can communicate with us through our various communication social media site platforms like Twitter, Rumble, Getter, Minds, Gab. Wherever you want to let your free mind thoughts flow, you'll find the Free Mind Thinkers. Plus, we are now setting up our locals page, which will soon load exclusive content for all those that become members. So stay tuned. Things are going to get greater. Y'all take it light. Remember to listen less, learn more.